Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. John Fuda claims he and Rachel Fuda would walk from RHONJ if cast remains a toxic circle. If Rachel Fuda is fortunate enough to be asked back for the Real Housewives of New Jersey season 15, she'd have some caveats before signing on the dotted line to appear on camera again. Rachel is coming off her second season on the show, and in the grand scheme of things, there's a moderate chance she'll be asked back for another stab at the Bravo hit. Rachel hasn't been as immersed in the toxic drama as her co-stars and has tried to stop the friction. As a result, production could consider her an asset to the show. We already know that Bravo and producers are gearing up to refresh the show with some new faces to veer away from the heavy drama that has plagued recent seasons. As RHONJ's future remains uncertain, John has opened up about his time on the show and whether there's much incentive to stay for another season. He chatted with fellow Bravo husbands Eddie Judge and Edwin Arroyav on their podcast The Ids, which went live earlier this week. John Fuda uses a Joe Gorga analogy. John used Joe Gorga's analogy to convey his and Rachel's commitment to the show. When you're already pregnant, right? So we're pregnant for the most part, he shared with a laugh at their involvement. My thing is, we're already in the water this deep, right? I'm not saying we should get out, but we'd have to feel it out and see what the rest of the circle looks like, he admitted. And if you feel like you're going to be in another toxic circle, then at some point, you got to walk away. John and Rachel had several bust-ups with RHONJ OG Teresa Giudice and her husband Louis Ruelas throughout season 14, which caused a lot of drama on and off screen. John and Teresa exchanged insults as the series filmed, so it seems John is alluding to getting out if the drama gets too much. You're not going to do something where it continues to affect you in your career and stuff like that if it's toxic, John said. Now, if it makes sense and it's fun, and there could be something good that comes out of it, people could have a good time, then yeah, it makes sense to continue, he continued. Has Rachel already been fired? As Monsters and Critics previously reported, Rachel and John are expecting another child, which should give them a storyline at the beginning of season 15. There's every reason to believe they could be back on the show, but Rachel had tongues wagging earlier this year when she declared she was unemployed. At the time, many took it as her confirmation that she'd not been asked back for another season. However, official decisions are not expected until later this year, ahead of a 2025 launch, so we should get answers reasonably soon. In the high-stakes world of reality television, the lines between entertainment and real life often blur, with the personal lives of cast members exposed for all to see. The Real Housewives of New Jersey, RHONJ, is no exception, a show known for its fiery personalities, scandalous drama, and intense feuds. But as entertaining as the drama may be for viewers, the toll it takes on the lives of those involved can be significant. John Fuda, husband of Rachel Fuda, one of the newest housewives, has recently made headlines with a bold claim. If the show continues to breed the same level of toxicity, they would seriously consider walking away. It's a bold statement, especially for someone relatively new to the RHONJ world, but it echoes a growing sentiment among certain cast members and their families who are fed up with the endless drama that can turn toxic. John, who has largely been a background figure in the show, has become more vocal about his concerns regarding the future of his and Rachel's involvement in the series. Their main gripe? The increasingly toxic environment that seems to permeate every season. John Fuda's frustrations stem from the complex web of relationships within the cast. While the show's appeal often lies in watching the explosive interactions and intricate personal dynamics unfold, it's clear that these dynamics aren't as entertaining for those living them. When asked about his potential departure, John didn't mince words. He described the atmosphere as a toxic circle, a phrase that perfectly captures the endless loop of arguments, betrayals, and shifting alliances that define the show. But is it really just part of the territory? For longtime fans of RHONJ, drama has been the lifeblood of the series since its inception. There's a formula. Friendships evolve, alliances form, and feuds inevitably explode, making for great television. However, John's comments suggest something deeper is amiss, a culture of toxicity that has become increasingly difficult to escape. leaving cast members emotionally drained and questioning their own participation. In recent seasons, this toxic culture has been most visible in the never-ending feuds between Teresa Giudice and Melissa Gorga, whose long-standing familial conflict has overshadowed much of the show. For cast members like Rachel Fuda, navigating this volatile atmosphere as a newcomer can be daunting. It's no longer just about lighthearted drama for the cameras, but about navigating real-life relationships that bleed into the professional and personal. Rachel Fuda, who entered the series with her own fresh energy, seems to have gotten more than she bargained for. John has been protective of her throughout their journey on the show, supporting her while keeping a measured distance from the high-voltage confrontations. However, the stress has clearly mounted. John's willingness to walk away from the series entirely suggests a breaking point is near. For John, the question becomes, is it all worth it? The fame, the exposure, and the opportunities that come with reality television can be enticing, but at what cost? The show has elevated Rachel into the public eye, turning her into a recognizable face. However, the allure of fame comes with a dark side, especially when that fame is intertwined with such personal public drama. John's use of the term toxic circle indicates that he doesn't see a way out unless drastic changes are made, leaving the Fudas questioning their future on RHONJ. What would it mean for RHONJ if John and Rachel were to walk away? In the grand scheme of things, cast members come and go, and reality shows adapt. But there's something deeper at play here. As viewers continue to demand higher levels of drama, production often amps up storylines, sometimes at the expense of the cast's well-being. Reality TV, for all its entertainment value, is built on real people, with real emotions. The toll on their mental and emotional health is not always visible, but can be profound. John Fuda's claims also raise larger questions about the future of reality television in general. As audiences, we're drawn to drama and conflict, but are we contributing to a culture that encourages toxicity? Shows like RHONJ thrive on drama, but there's a fine line between entertainment and exploitation. If cast members like John and Rachel are seriously considering leaving due to the negative atmosphere, it may signal that the balance has tipped too far. The potential departure of the Fudas would leave a void, not just for fans who have come to enjoy Rachel's presence on the show, but for the dynamic of the cast as a whole. New cast members like Rachel often serve as fresh energy, offering different perspectives and shaking up existing feuds. But if that fresh energy is quickly consumed by the toxic dynamics that have long plagued the show, the cycle continues as John so aptly described it. John Fuda's comments have sparked conversations not only among fans, but also among other cast members. While some may dismiss his remarks as part of the usual media cycle that surrounds RHONJ, others may see them as a warning sign. It's one thing for a cast member to engage in drama for the cameras. It's another to live in an environment that feels damaging to your well-being. At the end of the day, the decision to stay or leave lies in the hands of John and Rachel Fuda. Their future on RHONJ remains uncertain, but their openness about the toxic atmosphere on the show may serve as a wake-up call. Whether or not they walk away, John's words leave an indelible mark on the conversation surrounding reality television. The cost of fame, it seems, is often more than we see on screen. The fans, producers, and cast members themselves will need to reckon with this reality. For now, viewers will continue to tune in, awaiting the next dramatic twist or explosive confrontation. But in the background, John Fuda's warning lingers, a reminder that behind the cameras, real lives are being impacted by the toxic circle of reality TV.